Hi there guys, it's Just Play FM with another Football Manager 2015 experiment for you. Now I've decided to go a bit out there with today's video. As you may have heard in the last day or two, there's been this strange rumour going around that Manchester United, its chief executive Ed Woodward, has apparently had some secret dealings with Neymar's agent and trying to bring him to Manchester United. Now, as crazy as it seems, it would be quite interesting to see how well Neymar would really do in the Premier League, considering he's built, of a light frame, hasn't got much strength. I'd be wondering if he'd get bullied quite a bit too much than he normally wouldn't in La Liga. Now, I mean, there's no lying. You look at his stats. I mean, he's got 20 for dribbling, 19 for technique. He's got great acceleration. I mean, I could go on and on. But, with Manchester United's recent acquisitions in Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger, Memphis Depay, it'll be interesting to see how Neymar fits into that squad. So I've put him in as being purchased by Manchester United. As you can see, last season he had a really good season, scoring 9 goals in 26 appearances. So I'll be really interested to see how well he does for Man United. Can he win them the league? So we're going to simulate the first season and find out. Okay guys, so it's the 1st of June 2015. So let's check out and see how Neymar has done in his first year at Manchester United. Okay, so he's been a bit of a regular here with 47 appearances, coming off the bench 5 times and scoring a total of 12 goals for the club. Let's have a look at his league appearances. So he's nice, healthy, 38 appearances, 10 goals, 6 assists, 3 player of the matches, and a nice looking average rating of 7.38. So he seems to have, been there and thereabouts in terms of his appearances and performances. As you can see, the last 5 games, or at least the last 3, you got 8.6, 9.3. So he's clearly playing well. Let's see how Man United did, because that will surely affect how he's done. Okay, so we can see here 4th in the Premier League, so they have achieved the qualification for the UEFA Champions League for next season. As you can see, only 4 points ahead of Southampton. But look at that, 21 points behind Manchester City. So there's not really much of a rivalry going on between those two for the title. If you can see the other cup competitions there. In the FA Cup, they got knocked out by Chelsea in the semi-finals, who went on to win it. So I'd probably find that was a bit disappointing. Also in the Capital One Cup, you can see that they got knocked out in the 4th round by Crystal Palace. Again, you'd have expected them maybe to get to the semi-finals or even the final there. And lastly, in the Champions League, they got knocked out in the quarter-finals yet again by Chelsea. So even though it's quite good, I think, for United to have got past the group stages, to lose in the quarter-finals to another Premier League club isn't great. Let's have a look at their business dealings in the transfer window. Okay, so you can see Jose Callejon, one of their big summer signings. He's going to be a rival for Neymar. I mean, they are probably in a different class altogether, but still, it's worth noting if you see, they're both well, really, they're not in the same league, are they, to be honest? But he'll definitely be pushing Neymar come next season, and hopefully we'll get more out of Neymar. He'll be able to help out with some more goals. So what we'll do is we'll simulate another season and see how Neymar gets on. Okay guys, so it's the 1st of June 2016. It's the 2nd season of the Neymar project. So let's see how he's getting on at Manchester United. Okay, wow, so big improvement. He's had 54 games overall, 1 coming off the bench and scoring 19 goals overall. Let's have a look at his league stats. Okay, so in 36 appearances, he scored 9 goals with 7 assists, 2 player of the match awards, and an average rating of 7.44, which is an increase on the previous season. Wow, that's very good. I'm pleased that he's he's actually I mean, one less goal, but his average rating has gone up. He's provided more assists, and hopefully Manchester United have done something in terms of the competitions. Okay, so it looks like they've secured fourth place yet again. So not a huge difference, but as you can see, again Southampton are in fifth place. This time they're only sort of 7 points off the Manchester City in the title race, so they're getting closer. So they're obviously making progress. You can see here that in the Europa League, they've actually won the competition, which is brilliant. That's really interesting. I'd like to see who they actually who did they beat. Oh wow, they beat Liverpool in the final. And did Neymar play? He did play, and he got subbed off in the 56th minute. Brilliant. Well, they must be very pleased. 3-1 against their arch rivals, Liverpool. Brilliant. Champions League, they got knocked out in the playoff, so really early on by PSV, hence why they got involved in the Europa League. In the FA Cup, they were knocked out in the 6th round by Manchester City, arch rivals, who ended up winning the competition. And in the Capital One Cup, they got knocked out in the 3rd round by Derby County. Big disappointment there. They'd have liked to have done a lot better. I think overall, they've had a pretty decent season. Champions League, won the Europa League, and it gives something for Neymar to sort of work on, really. If we look at their transfers just quickly, wow! So they've brought in Lucas Moura, Abate, interesting, and Andre Gomez, a midfielder. So not really any sort of wingers. I don't think. Okay, so Lucas Moura is actually a winger, although he plays on the right, whereas Neymar would play on the left. So, but he can actually play on the left. So, again, trying to add more and more players to compete with Neymar. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate one more season and see if they can either win the league title or win that elusive Champions League. So, stay tuned. Okay guys, so we're the 1st of June 2017, the 3rd and final year of the Neymar project at Manchester United. So let's see how he's got on. Right, so a much better season. He's appeared in 34 games, come off the bench twice, and scored a total of 16 goals. Let's have a look in the league. So he's had less appearances in the league, 27, with 13 goals, so that's more than last year. 6 assists, 5 player of the matches, and a really impressive 7.77 average rating. So he's obviously, out of the 3 seasons, this has probably been his best for goals, player of the matches, and definitely his overall ratings. So let's have a look and see what his club has actually achieved. Right, so we can see straight from the off that they're runners-up in the Premier League. So let's see who they were runners-up to. Oh, and their arch rivals, Liverpool, has pipped them to the Premier League title. 10-point gap, with obviously Chelsea and Arsenal in 3rd and 4th respectively. So it's a big improvement on 4th place. They obviously gained Champions League qualification automatically. But they'll be a bit disappointed to be sort of 10 points behind Liverpool, as I'm sure that they'll have wanted that Premier League title. Let's have a look at them in the Champions League. They got knocked out in the 1st round by, I believe that's at Benfica, and that'd have been a bit disappointing. They'd have probably wanted to get past the first knockout round and challenge for sort of maybe the quarterfinals, semi-finals. They won the European Super Cup against Atletico Madrid, so that's quite an achievement. Normally at the beginning of the season, the winner of the Europa League and the winner of the Champions League. So yeah, they'll be very pleased with that. In the FA Cup, they were knocked out in the 3rd round by Leicester City. Again, disappointing. You'd have thought they'd have maybe pushed on and got closer to the sort of semi-finals or final. And in the Capital One Cup, they got knocked out in the 3rd round by Everton. So again, another disappointment in the cups. So let's have a look at the transfers. So you can see that they purchased Marcelo, Lucas Silva, Callum Chambers, you know, so they're spending money. Who's this guy? Okay, it's a striker. Very good stats there. Really nice. So overall, I think Neymar's done pretty well considering. Hasn't sort of won the Champions League with Manchester United, but you can see he was shortlisted for the 2016 Ballon d'Or. Did he actually win that? No, he didn't, which is a shame. I guess if he'd maybe stayed at Barcelona, he could have done. But you can see he won the Europa League. But really, that's about it. Really, there wasn't really much in the way of many trophies. But you know, on a different day, it could be very different. But that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to see other videos like this with different players and different transfer rumours, then please list them in the comments. Thanks for watching.